Tonight on KGW News, gut-wrenching details coming out of Wisconsin, where another school shooting has left 3 dead and 6 hurt.
Second grade student called 911. Don't let that soak in for a minute.
Plus, caught on camera, thieves hit a Gresham car wash. The damage done that'll cost the business way more than what was stolen. Then a condemning report on worker safety at Amazon. The factors investigators say make their warehouses more dangerous than others. And later, a Portland bakery helping people with brain injuries find a renewed sense of purpose.
You can do so much more with your life, if you're given the opportunity.
We start tonight with thieves targeting a car wash in Gresham. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Security cameras caught the crooks destroying a self-pay kiosk, doing tens of thousands of dollars in damage. As Catherine Cook reports, the owner is offering a hefty reward for any information leading to an arrest.
It hits you, it's depressing, it's frustrating.
Dean Herford owns Scrubby's Car Wash on Northeast Burnside Road in Gresham, at least what's left of it. Just before 2 a.m. Monday, security cameras captured video of a man and woman breaking into this self-serve kiosk and stealing cash. Herford says they used a battery-powered saw to slice through the stainless steel. He says this pay station is central to running the unmanned car wash.
So it's quite complicated, so it's not just a bill changer. Whoever did it is sophisticated. I don't see it as a homeless person. This person knows this equipment. They broke into that equipment quicker than I could have.
The owner says replacing this automated kiosk will cost $68,000. There's not a lot he can do about that. But what he can do is motivate the community to identify the people who did this. I'm
willing to give a $5,000 reward to anybody that can look at any of those cameras, and if I get an arrest, I want these people caught, because they'll be someplace else tonight.
Herford plans to work with Gresham Police to coordinate that reward. He says it'll take him 2 to 3 months to get a new pay station installed, meaning 2 to 3 months of lost income. And while someone out there owes Herford an apology, he's the one saying sorry.
So to our customers, I want to apologize to them, because we have a very loyal customer base, and I just want them to know that, hey, we'll be back up and running as soon as we can.
In Gresham, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Now to a truly tragic story out of Madison, Wisconsin today. A teenage student opened fire at the Abundant Life Christian School, killing a teacher as well as another teenage student and injuring 6 others. Police say the shooter, 15-year-old Natalie Repnow, was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police added it was a second grader who called 911 to report the shooting this morning. It all happened during a study hall.
This is not okay. If your kids are at school, they are not okay. If they are at church, they are not okay. If they are outside, elsewhere, they are not okay. Where are they going to be safe?
Just heartbreaking. 2 of the 6 injured have been discharged from the hospital and 2 remain in critical condition. Police say the shooter's parents are cooperating with the investigation. In an update tonight, a Multnomah County judge declared a mistrial for the most serious charges against a Portland Uber driver who shot and killed 1 person and injured another. A jury deadlocked on murder and attempted murder, but found the driver guilty on 3 other charges. Alma McCarty joins us now with the details. Alma.
Christine, 48-year-old Jeffrey Hammond was found guilty of assault with a firearm and unlawful use of a firearm stemming from the road rage incident back in October 2023. Hammond had pleaded not guilty to all charges and claimed he was acting in self-defense.
All right, thanks again, everyone. Please be seated.
After almost 3 full days of deliberations, 48-year-old Jeffrey Hammond sat in a Multnomah County courtroom to learn what the jury had decided. This more than a year after Hammond, who was working as an Uber driver at the time, admitted to shooting 2 people one October afternoon. Surveillance footage shows him pulling over outside the Moxie Hotel downtown before a confrontation with another driver, 47-year-old Ryan Martin. After driving through the intersection, Martin pulled over and walked back to Hammond's driver's side door. He was unarmed and only there for about 13 seconds before Hammond shot and killed him. Hammond also shot Sam Gomez, visiting Portland for a convention. He'd started recording the incident on his phone when Hammond pointed his gun at him and fired, hitting him in the legs. Hammond and his attorney argued his actions were an act of self-defense, although prosecutors said his actions were intentional.
Do you believe that the jury has reached a lawful verdict as to some counts, but is at an impasse as to others?
Yes.
Despite a unanimous guilty verdict for 2 counts of unlawful use of a firearm and 1 count of assault, the jury deadlocked on the most serious charges of murder and attempted murder.
For just those counts to which the jury is at an impasse, do you believe that further deliberations are likely to produce a lawful verdict as to those counts?
After conferring with the members of the jury, no.
The judge declared a mistrial for those 2 counts, meaning a different jury will take a second look at them.
As for what comes next, the judge, prosecution, and defense will meet again on January 8th to discuss future court dates and scheduling a second trial. According to the judge, Hammond will remain in custody. Christine?
Appreciate you keeping us updated. Thank you, Alma. Okay, let's take a quick step outside now. This is a live look at Mount Hood from our Timberline Skycam. You can see it right there. The snow really coming down out there. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri with more on this winter storm hitting the Cascades. Good evening, Joe.
Cascades outside Timberline Lodge. I just looked, about 7 inches of snow has fallen, and most of that has fallen basically since about 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, and it's going to continue heading into the overnight hours. And because of that, we are issuing a winter storm or weather impact alert throughout the Oregon Cascades tonight and into tomorrow. Now, it's going to be in effect, at least the advisories until late tomorrow morning could be extended. Not only are we tracking the heavy snow, but there's also going to be freezing rain as well. So if you're traveling in that direction, it's going to be very slick. And yeah, make sure you are prepared for winter driving. Here's another live look outside Timberline Lodge. Temperature of 29 degrees, absolutely gorgeous to see. And basically between now and Wednesday, get this, there could be close to a foot of snow throughout Timberline Lodge and Mount Hood Meadows. Now, as we look at the watches and warnings, winter storm watch in place throughout the Washington Cascades. Meanwhile, throughout the Oregon Cascades, it's a winter storm warning that's in place until tomorrow at 10 at 4,000 feet and higher. And yeah, we're also looking at some pretty windy conditions as a kind of a weak atmospheric river starts to move on shore heading into tomorrow and into Wednesday morning. I'll break that down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Good news for skiers and boarders. Thank you so much, Joe. Now let's get you caught up on some of tonight's other headlines. Albany police are looking for more potential victims of a former high school teacher accused of having a sexual relationship with a student. 28-year-old Deuce Fowley from Albany faces multiple charges. Police say the sexual relationship began in 2022 while Fowley was working as a math teacher and wrestling coach at South Albany High School. He started working there in 2018. If you have any information, contact Albany Police. The man charged in connection with the death of a Sherwood woman was in court this afternoon. 38-year-old Jose Morfin Jr. faces charges for second-degree assault in the death of his partner, 64-year-old Mary McDowell. In court today, Morfin asked people not to believe anything that was said about him, and he said he loved Mary. Her body was found outside her Sherwood home on Friday. Detectives arrested Morfin later that day and say more charges could be coming. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency announced it'll loan $319 million to the city of Portland to build a new water treatment facility. It's something the Oregon Health Authority ordered them to do to better filter out pathogens from the city's Bull Run water source. The project has ballooned to over $2 billion, so the loan will help. Some homeowners, though, in the community of Cottrell in East Multnomah County are opposed to the location of the new facility, saying it should be within Portland city limits. They're asking the Land Use Board of Appeals to stop construction and expect to hear a ruling on Friday. Portland State University has notified 17 faculty members they will be laid off by the end of June. School leaders say PSU faces a budget shortfall of $18 million. That drove changes, including reorganizing parts of the administration, encouraging retirements, and, as a last resort, the layoffs. The teachers union says PSU should do more cost cutting before letting professors go. The school says it has few options.
Our president has a $96,000 housing stipend per year. That is more than enough for one employee full-time.
This is due to a decline in enrollment, and we need to actually properly size our university for what we are today.
PSU has an enrollment of 21,000 students this year. 5 years ago, it had 28,000 in its downtown classes.